Howdy, folks. Gomer here, and I am back at my hotel here in Joliet. Just saw the Last Jedi. Holy balls! What a ride! Oh my god. First of all, spoiler-free thing. This like a short spoiler-free thing here at the beginning. Go see it. It is a hell of a ride. It will play on your expectations. Trust me. I tried to make a few. I made a few predictions that were totally proven wrong, and I like to think of myself pretty genre savvy. So, yeah. So, but again, very enjoyable ride, and I think for you know in terms of Carrie Fisher, who as we all know passed away last year, um, I think she could not have went out with a better movie, honestly. Um, A plus. She went out with a bang. I'll tell you that much. So okay, the spoiler-free stuff is done. If you do not want to be spoiled, stop now. I will understand. Go watch the film, and then if you want, you can come back and see if you agree with anything I'm about to talk about. I also want to make a note before we go too much further. I am doing this with my phone, surprisingly. First time I've been able to actually record with my phone, other than like live streaming or whatever. So, and that mainly is because I would use my laptop camera, but that's on the blink for some reason. But anyway, so I've rambled on. Let's get into spoiler territory. I'm going to talk about just a few points. I'm not going to be able to touch every point. And as before, I'm likely going to mess up a few names along the way. Apologies for that in advance. But the big points I want to talk about is Luke. Holy shit. Luke is definitely, as far as his characterization in this movie, again, it's a movie that plays upon your expectations. I did not expect the whole fall of Luke's Jedi Order to come from Luke being really super scared and try to kill Ben. I did not expect that. Thankful, and he turned. He kind of stopped himself before he went through the deed, but he didn't. But it was too late for him to just kind of hide it away because Ben woke up and he saw Luke standing over him with a lightsaber. Of course, what would you expect to happen? You would feel betrayed, naturally. So, yeah, doesn't excuse what Ben would go on to do, but you can understand a little bit more. And Luke being terrified of Rey and her power, and even though they say that her parents were junkers that sold her just for some parts or for food or whatever it was. Somehow I don't think that's the whole story. I think there is more to it, honestly. Because it can't be that simple, can it? Or is it? But then again, Anakin, he basically came from nothing too, so there is precedent for it. Let's see. I'll get with Luke's confrontation with Ben at the end a little bit later. To go in with Rey, she and Ben have this weird I think weird in context, I guess, or maybe not so weird because Luke and Leia have had their telepathic connections too, as well as Luke and Vader. So it's not unprecedented there. I think the way they did it is a bit different, but then again, but weird and different is not necessarily bad, mind you. I think the whole character arc, the two of them growing with each other, pretty good. I thought, oh shit, what the hell, and there was a hope spot, right as Rey takes herself to Kylo Ren, to try and turn him back. It plays out similarly to Return of the Jedi. Where the Dark Lord. He's not. I don't think he's considered Sith in the sequels, but for simplicity's sake, the Sith takes the Jedi to the Sith Lord, and the Sith Lord tries to tempt the Jedi. Blah 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 blah. That plays out normally, but then Snoke wants wants Ben to just outright kill Rey after he shows her, and he keeps trying to turn her, and she's like, no. But as Snoke is instructing Ben to do his bidding, he's saying, you will turn the lightsaber. Now you are activating your lightsaber. And a lightsaber activates, but it's the one sitting right next to Snoke, and it has bisected him. That was not expected. Holy shit. I mean, I was half expecting Snoke to, like, maybe see it or sense it or what have you, but no, he didn't. And he, for all intents and purposes, is dead. I have a feeling, though, he may not be as dead as we think. I could be wrong. And of course, with Snoke dead, Ben becomes the supreme leader. Because, of course, he does. And for a moment, it seemed like, before the supreme leader thing, it seems like he and Rey, they kind of battle the rest of Snoke's guards and really kick a lot of ass and help each other out and save each other. But then he goes and pulls the whole we can rule together thing, which, okay, he's emulating his grandfather there. And of course she turns him down, and it's like they have this force fight over Luke's lightsaber, which ends up tearing it apart, literally. I say tear it apart, it's really just split in two, but and then Rey escapes and helps save the day at the end. While Ben, he's now leading the First Order. Although, and I do love the little comedic moments between him and Hux, especially towards the climax where Hux is going on and being all huffy, and Ben is just like, force slaps him into the wall. So, lots of good, funny moments throughout this movie, I can tell you that much. Porgs are adorable. And I like how they were integrated into the Millennium Falcon. Thank you, Chewie. And I love how Chewie's about to eat when they have all these cute little things. How could you eat a porg when you have all these little guys like, no, my mama, here's my mama you're about to eat there, Mr. Hairy Person. And I do appreciate Rey's training where it's a little haphazard and chaotic to the Lokes, and they're like, oh, god damn it. And gotta talk about General Leia, not Princess Leia, but General Leia. She's nearly killed. And in fact, it looks like at one point the First Order actually gets a shot in and destroys like the flagship she was on. And everybody else is sucked out into space, including they name check Admiral Akbar, so he's for sure dead. And Leia was out there too, but she somehow forced herself back onto the bridge, no pun intended. And she survives through the movie. How are they going to handle her in Episode 9? That's what I want to know. But we'll find out. That was first big holy shit moment. It's like, oh my god, is this how she dies? I hope not. But no, she's out of commission for a good chunk of the movie, but she's not dead. At least not by the end of this movie. Oh lordy, and Finn. Oh my god, Finn goes through a bit of an arc too. He and Rose, the new character. I like Rose. Rose is fun. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get into the flagship. I think it turns out to be Snoke's ship anyway. And, deactivate the little homing thing just long enough for everybody to get away. Well, they go to this, I forget the name of the planet, but for all intents and purposes, it's a rich person's gambling planet where everybody gets rich by selling arms to both sides of the conflict. Gee, doesn't that sound familiar? Some things are a little anvilicious for our times, but at the same time, it's also kind of timeless. Because I'm pretty sure that there are older people who are like, yeah, I remember that from my youth, and future generations are going to, probably relate to it as well. So it is timely, but also timeless. The implications, all thereof there. They get a guy who helps them get onto Snoke's ship, and then they get caught, and At the end, Finn and Rose are betrayed by what's his face, just because, he's trying to save his own ass. The fight between Finn and Phasma was a little too short, honestly. I was hoping for a bigger one, but last we saw, Phasma was falling into a fireball. But then again, she's probably survived worse. She'll be back, I'm pretty sure. I'm hoping, because that would be excellent towards, as a climax for episode 9. As well as an actual proper fight between Rey and Ben. But yeah, Finn nearly, he's trying to, they get to another planet. The Resistance gets to a new base on a planet, and they have only one known way in or out. And of course, it's a blast, big shielded door or whatever. But of course, the First Order has something that can just blow it right the fuck up. And everybody's like, okay, it's like video game logic. Hit the weak spot and take it out. Well, that goes all caca, and Finn is like, no, we gotta do this. So he's trying to pilot himself into the thing, and then Rose comes out of nowhere, knocks him out, and both of them crash, and she's knocked unconscious, and that's how she ends the movie. With a little bit of ship tease. That I don't mind. It's like, okay, I think I could ship that. Okay, all right. Oh God. And also, pardon the blinking. The contacts are a little dry at the moment. And my water is not near me. Damn it. So where was I? Finn almost makes a heroic sacrifice, but he gets knocked out of it. They introduce a character who is a war hero, and she ends up taking command after Leia is incapacitated. And basically, Poe is trying to get in there, and he's trying to just, blast and shoot everything and trying to take them out by just brute force. Which, that ends up getting all of their big bombers killed and destroyed, including Rose's sister, which, oh, fuck. It's like, oh, just drill it in there. But eventually, I think everybody just kind of comes around, and Poe, I think Poe, by the end of the trilogy, he's going to be an effective leader by the end. Still kind of, admittedly, my thoughts are still kind of cooking as well. So, but I think this is probably how a lot of these vlogs end up going, especially ones that are just off the cuff. So Luke's battle with Ben, which is not so much a battle. It turns out that Luke is pretty much projecting himself onto the planet, and we find this out because we think, Ren has suddenly bisected Luke, and nope, it's going through him, and Luke is like, yeah, no. And this is after Luke survives a barrage from all of these walkers. Like, oh, fuck. Because Ben is trying to have him killed in a fit of rage, because, of course. You'll notice I'm calling him Ben instead of Kylo Ren. That's easier for me to remember. And and it's easier for me to get that straight than accidentally calling him Rey, which I think I did in my Force Awakens vlog. Oops. But that's okay. So they fight and talk, and it turns out that, and of course, Ben is left just like in rage and essentially defeated. He doesn't get what he wants. The Resistance gets away on the Falcon, and Luke dies, just from the exertion. He's like, but it's not like an agonizing, like, I have failed thing. It's just, as I think Rey and Leia had put it, peace. He's peaceful. He is at one, because there is still that hope. The hope in the new leaders of the Resistance, hope in Rey, etc. Which, I like it. I like that. I think that's going to be it for all of the thoughts that I've got for right now. Share down below if you've got any extra thoughts you want to share or any questions. It might jog something and I might do a later video or talk about it, or answer a comment or whatever. Just, all I ask is mark your spoilers first. if you're going to comment on the video. That way, if others just, happen upon it or whatever, don't want to be spoiled, just for their sake, that's all I ask. But yeah, all in all, Last Jedi, hell of a ride. Oh, I'm gonna see it again. I mean, once it gets like on VOD or DVD or whatever. Once I can, I'm gonna get a copy of it. I should get a copy of Rogue One. I haven't done that yet, but that's just another aside there. Yeah, if you haven't, go see it. It is worth it. That's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everybody, and until next time, this is Gomer, the Ranting Thespian, signing off.